All right. Check your mic. Chance, you need to
Check.
you need to pull it up to you.
All right.
Let me pull it up.
I'm trying to share this to my page.
1 2 1 2.
Hello. Yeah.
I think Normie will understand when he sees the note we pin on Edna's sleeve.
So you don't have this track again. This is dead.
No, it's not. Play it.
I can hear it.
Father's Day is.
I can. You don't have your headphones
Well, I
on.
don't have my headphones.
I got the mic.
I hear it.
The mics are on and it mutes the speakers. You got to have your headphones on. There's your headphones right there.
I'm looking for them.
You're a TV guy. You should know that.
I know.
See, this is a professional board. It mutes the mic when you turn it on. I mean, mutes the audio. Yeah.
1 2 1 2.
We're almost ready to start. Just got to share this.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
I'm going to check the phone and make sure the audio.
Good, because Ryan's going to call. Hopefully.
Let me hear the. See, I'll get this track. Let me see.
Well, I think Normie will understand when he sees the note we pin on Edna's sleeve.
Sure, Clark. He left his dead mother tied to a lawn chair in his backyard. I'm sure he won't mind.
Hang on. This is it. He's about
Look,
to snap.
it's all over and done with. We'll find a place to stay for the night and we'll start fresh in the morning. It's fine.
I don't want to be in the car anymore. I want to go home.
Here
I
it
don't
is.
want to go to Wally World.
Clark, under the circumstances, I wouldn't mind if we just went home. In retrospect, it seems like a pretty bad idea driving out. It's been one disaster after another.
Yeah, it's been a real drag, Dad.
Here
Maybe
it
we can
is.
try it some other time.
Hey, kill everyone's mics because I'm hearing that. I'm hearing everything, and if I'm going to get this clip brought in, I don't want to hear all this crap.
My world's overrated anyway.
But if you just kill the mics,
What do you think?
I think you're all fucked in the head. 10 hours from the fucking fun park and you want to bail out. Well, I'll tell you something. This is no longer a vacation. It's a quest. It's a quest for fun. I think you're all fucked in the head. I think you're all fucked in the head. We're 10 hours from the fucking fun park and you want to bail out.
Okay, call back in about. This is Paula. Where you calling from, Paula? She's in Jacksonville, Florida. Can you call in like maybe?
Well, I'll tell you something. This is no longer a vacation.
Okay, when we go live. Okay, bye.
And this is no longer a vacation. Fun park and you want to bail out.
He's just a fan. He lives in Jacksonville, Florida. We're Facebook friends. I mean. She said she'd be able to call back. I asked her.
Well, I'll tell you something. This is no longer a vacation. It's a quest. It's a quest for fun. I'm going to have fun, and you're going to have fun. We're all going to have so much fucking fun we'll need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn smiles. You'll be whistling zippity-doo-dah out of your assholes. I got to be crazy. I'm on a pilgrimage to see a moose. Praise Marty Moose! Holy shit!
Dad, you want to ask her something?
Don't touch!
what the heck it is.
Vacation. I don't know. And keep it simple.
Let's see.
Okay, hey everybody.
you made
hey,
notes?
Everybody.
Yeah, we're back on. The mics are back on.
Look, the compact disc I put in the machine and it's paused on clip 1, so it's ready to go. And I even hit CD on.
Was it on?
Well, there's 6 clips. Okay.
6 quick
But
ones.
They're quick.
What's the first clip?
What do you think? You could take a guess and figure it out.
Lost in Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Father and son. There's 2 clips from different episodes that are great. Father and son
Those are the other-
of Lost in Space. Yes. And then there's I don't want to give it away. Is my mic on?
All right, son.
Marty posted, he says, open up with Father's Day profanity.
Yeah, well,
We could.
Yeah, we could. Why not?
That's funny.
All right, so we recording?
No, he hadn't hit record yet.
Well, you hadn't hit record yet. Well, okay, fine. What?
What? What?
No, I'm just hearing a lot of room noise. I just wondering why.
When you listen to the show, you won't hear it. No. He complained. You got to
complaining.
move your mic a lot closer. I don't know what. There you go.
All right.
Now give me a level.
Hey, check.
Hey,
Check.
Hey, how come his mic sounds louder than mine? 1 2 1 2.
It's probably the way
1
the
2.
headphones. Hey,
1
You're
2.
fine.
adjust your
You have
headphones.
to jump your.
I did. I'm pretty loud here.
You're loud on my headphones. Let's see.
All right, we got some good surprises in today's show. Salute to dads. Happy Father's Day, everyone in Facebook land.
All right, so when I point to you, do your standard line. Hey, kids, you know what? Hey, kids, you know what time it is? Yeah, we do, Dad. You know,
Yeah, we can do that.
it's Podblast time.
Father's Day edition.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Wait a minute. You ready?
Yeah, you recording? Count me into it.
No, I'll just check it.
Here we go, Facebook crowd.
Oh,
If anyone's listening right now.
yeah, there's most people.
No?
All right.
Are you answering to them, responding to
Yeah,
them?
Paula,
Good.
I'm going to ask her to call back.
All right,
Paula.
go ahead.
You ready?
I mean,
yeah, I'm ready. Whenever you're ready. I'll hit the stuff. All right. 3, 2.
1.
Wait. Kill the mics.
I am your father. I brought you in this world, and I'll take you out.
Well, Father's Day is this Sunday? Yeah. When did Father's Day start? I think it was started by Hallmark, I think.
Color this man father. I'm gonna color him love. Color him love. I've got to color him father.
When I was a kid, my old man, he didn't help either, you know. The time I asked my old man if I can go ice skating on a lake, he told me to wait till it gets warmer.
I've got to color this man father. I'm gonna color him love. Color him love. I've got to color him father.
Do you remember your first heart-to-heart, your man-to-man talk with your father? Yeah. I remember sitting down with my dad when he tried to explain the birds and the bees, and it was a very touching and touching experience. Unfortunately, it came after my first divorce.
Color this man father. I'm gonna color him love. Color him love. I've got to color him father.
The gifts we give on Father's Day seem impersonal and absurd. A necktie? What is this, 1950? I guess giving dear old dad a noose would be a little on the nose. So let's give him a
50s.
silk noose with a goofy pattern.
I've got to color this man father. I'm gonna color him love. Color him love. I've got to color him father.
Let's take a look at the pros and cons of Father's Day. Pro, he spent 20 years teaching you how to be a man. Con, you'll spend 20 years teaching him how to use an iPad. Well, that's comes with the territory. Pro, looking for a gift that says, Dad, I know we haven't always seen eye to eye. I know we've argued, but I'm so proud to know you, and I'm so lucky that you're the man who taught me to be the person I am today. Con, seeing a tie and going, perfect.
I've got to color this man father. I'm gonna color him love. Color him love.
Hey, fellas.
Color him father.
Yeah, Dad.
You know what time it is?
It's Podblast time, Father's Day edition.
Hey, I think it is.
All right.
All right. That was a great little opening I
That
put
was
together.
great. That was just cool.
Oh, it was cool. It had a bunch of everybody in it, didn't it? I think it did. We already have a caller.
got a call.
We got a
It's
call. You
crazy.
guys talking,
It's
I'll get the
crazy.
phone,
We
okay?
have a caller. But anyway, this is the Father's Day special Pod Blast. And you're eating, and I don't know why you got a mouthful of food right now when we're trying to do a Pod Blast.
Because I can.
Oh, because you can. Okay. All right. So you were sitting here with Al. Say hi, Al.
I am here. We had a phone call and standing by.
Okay. We have Al, and we have me.
The only dad in the room.
I'm the only dad in the room. That's right. And we have. That's right. We have Chance Bartell.
Chance is here.
And I'm wearing my You Big Dummy
He's got
t-shirt.
his Big Dummy shirt on.
Red
That's pretty
Fox.
cool.
That's right. That's exactly right.
We'll get to him later in the show.
Yeah. So who's waiting to talk to us already? I mean,
we have Paula. She's actually calling from Jacksonville,
we
Florida.
didn't even get into the show. Hey, Paula. Hey, Paula, how you doing?
Hey, Paula, you here?
Hey, how are you?
We're doing good. We're doing good so far.
So far.
We just started.
How's your Father's Day going, Paula?
My Father's Day is going wonderful. It's very hot down here, so we're not doing any outdoor activities.
You know, it's hot and humid here too.
It's hot here too.
Yeah. But you know, Al got a new air conditioning system in his house.
I finally had a new AC system installed last
so it's
week.
cool where we're sitting right now.
So that's cool.
He hasn't had central HVAC in 10 years. In
That's
this
right.
house.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't seen Al in like 50 years. We used to live together down at the beach. And
Yes.
Yeah.
He saved my life when our heater went out. And my roommate and I went over, and he saved our life.
Oh yeah, they spent the night, because it gets really cold in the wintertime on the beach.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
she came over and
That's
spent
good.
the night.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good thing. Good
Yes,
thing to
had a
have.
great
This is in
time.
Virginia, Al, right?
No, North Carolina.
So what? So
Wilmington.
Wilmington. Riceville Beach.
So Paula, who's your favorite television dad?
With the Waltons.
The Waltons.
Walt, he was caring. He was real. He had all these children, and he seemed to never get that upset.
You know why?
And you're talking about John Walton.
Yes.
Yes, of the Waltons.
That's because they had Grandpa Walton living there and Grandma and everybody, and he didn't have to worry about it because they would take care of the kids because he was always out doing something.
Grandpa Walton, Will Greer.
Yeah, Will Greer. Yeah.
Didn't his family. Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like the dream.
Yeah.
You would have all these relatives live in the same house and get along. Really?
True story. And you know who created the Waltons? Anyone know? I know.
Earl Hamner.
There you go. Earl Hamner Jr.
Yeah.
Right. Now, didn't he narrate them too? Didn't he narrate them too, as well?
And speaking of Earl Hamner, one of my good friends from Wilmington, excuse me, is Latham Hamner. That's his uncle. I mean, Latham and I are friends. We go back a long time.
Ah, wow.
So,
wow, that's fantastic.
He lives in Raleigh now.
Any particular episode that stands out to your liking?
No, but I like them all. You know, it's like I don't have a favorite because there would be another that would come along and take its place.
Right.
And
Chance, I think that show was on one of the TV stations over the retro channels.
Yeah,
in
Me
Walton.
TV.
Me TV.
And I love the theme song. And
And
who could forget the ending? Good night, John Boy. Good night, Grandma.
Yeah. Who could ever forget that? And there were so many parodies on that. Even Benny Hill did one.
And I like Ellen Corby, Grandma Walton. She was a great actor.
You know, she was in a lot of TV shows. I actually saw her yesterday in a Rifleman episode with Chuck Connors. I mean, Ellen Corby, she's been around a long time.
She was in the Invaders pilot playing an alien invader.
Yeah. She's one of these ladies you see on TV and stuff. You recognize her. You know, you might not remember her name, but you see her in all these different shows.
Yeah.
She stayed really busy.
Yeah, she did.
I do have one. The tuberculosis. When Mama went to have to leave because she had tuberculosis.
Ah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the theme song right here?
Yeah, it's a theme song,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A Laura Moore production.
Mm-hmm.
Laura Moore did Eight Is Enough, Dallas back in those days. It was a big production company. Laura Moore Productions.
Yeah, they did it all.
And what about Little House on the Prairie? Another great show with a great pioneering dad. Michael Landon's character.
Yeah, and that was after Bonanza left.
Correct.
there.
Right after, directly after Bonanza ended, Michael Landon started.
Ben Cartwright was a great dad in Bonanza. He kept those boys in line, you know. Ben Cartwright.
That's true.
Nobody could ever get married because they all died.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
true,
look,
too.
Tom has Little House pulled up. You can continue. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Paula.
Excuse me for coughing.
I never watched it a whole lot. I did watch it.
But it was popular.
It was popular, yeah.
9 seasons plus a lot of TV movies. I have them all on Blu-ray, I'm sad to admit. But they're great. It's great. I like Nellie. I like the interaction between Nellie and Laura Ingalls Wilder. Her nemesis, Nellie, the spoiled brat kid.
Yeah.
Her parents ran the general
Well,
store.
funny thing about Nellie is there was a tour in L.A. called Dearly Departed Tours. And They used to give you rides in hearses and take you around to the cemeteries and show you all the stars.
Weird.
Yeah, and she was the.
I would love that.
She
The tour director?
Yeah, she was the tour director
I'll be damned.
of one of them.
And her older brother was the kid in Land of the Giants, but big deal.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Paul, who's your favorite movie dad, real quick?
Oh, I have to go with Gressman.
Who's that now?
Is it? I'm not mispronouncing it. It's my southern accent, isn't it?
Probably. Yes. Say it again.
What? Who is it, Paula?
Wally World. And
Oh, Griswold. We have
Griswold.
that clip. Wait, hang on, there's some bad language here. Hey, if there's any kids in the room out there in Facebook land or
Lordy.
fistfulofradio.com land, listen to this clip.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
This is a great clip from the very
Well,
first
I'll tell
vacation.
you something. This is no longer a vacation. It's a quest. It's a quest for fun. I'm gonna have fun, and you're gonna have fun. We're all gonna have so much fucking fun when we need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn smiles.
Sorry about that.
You'll be whistling
Wow.
Symphony Doodah out of your assholes. I gotta be crazy. I'm on a pilgrimage to see a moose. Praise Marty Moose. Holy shit.
Dad, you want to ask
I
me
mean, it was
something?
funny.
Don't touch.
Oh well, it's
That's where he snaps at the
he
end of the
snaps
original
at the end.
vacation. Love
Was that who you were talking about, Clark Griswold?
well, the only person that put their grandmother up on the roof and ride.
That's right, and he just gotten through talking about
Imogene Coco
Yeah,
played the
Imogene
grandma.
Coco. Yeah, Imogene Coco. Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for calling us, Paula. We do
Paula, it's
appreciate it.
always good to hear from you because we're friends from a long time ago, and I appreciate you calling and listening and watching.
Call anytime.
Love y'all. Happy Father's
Okay,
Day.
Okay.
so-
Bye, Paula. Bye-bye.
And if you want to call us, Chance, what's the number again?
It is 678-615-7560. That's 678-615-7560.
It sounds like a bunch of radio stations.
We'll have a little quiz here. I was going to give you some TV dads and see if you can name the show.
Okay.
Oh, fun.
All right.
We didn't rehearse this. This is
Well,
cool.
we didn't rehearse it at all. So go ahead, hit us with it.
This is an easy one. Danny Thomas.
Oh, Make Room for Daddy. This syndicated the Danny Thomas Show.
Yeah, that's true.
That wasn't much of a quiz.
Jim Andrews.
Jim Andrews. Are you one?
Jim Anders. Anders or Andrews?
Anderson.
Anderson. That's it.
Well, father knows best.
I can't read my own handwriting.
You can't,
Jim
yeah,
Anderson.
Yeah, that's the sad part. You can't read your own handwriting yet. Father knows best. That was Jim.
Robert Young.
Robert Young. Yeah.
And Chance will know this.
Yes.
Steve Douglas.
My Three Sons.
Played by
Fred McMurray.
Fred McMurray. Now,
he was a
interesting
film
point,
star.
Interesting point. He's buried in he's buried on Santa Monica Boulevard, right behind the Paramount Studios.
Really?
At Hollywood Forever, and right above him is John Candy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway,
Didn't know that.
Here's
a extra trivia for you there.
Here's a real hard one.
Okay.
Andy Taylor.
Oh, let me think. Andy Griffin. Mayberry RFD. No, I'm sorry. Andy
Well, see if Chance can get this one. Tom Corbett.
Nope. Nope.
I don't know.
Tom Corbett. You don't know?
Courtship of Eddie's father.
Oh, yeah, Bill Bixby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill Bixby, yeah.
Alex Stone. Alex Stone.
The Donna Reed Show.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. That's good. That's a good one. Come on, you got another one?
Rob Petrie.
Oh, that's Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van
the
Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke Show.
Come on. Yeah.
Here's a hard one.
Okay.
Archie Bunker.
All in the family. Carol O'Connor, all in the family.
All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Herman.
Herman of the Monsters.
Herman of the Monsters. Let's listen to a clip from Herman. It's a really good Father's Day
It is a good
clip
clip.
from Herman.
The lesson I want you to learn is it doesn't matter what you look like. You can be tall or short, or fat or thin, or ugly, or handsome, like your father. You can be black or yellow or white. It doesn't matter. What does matter is the size of your heart and the strength of your character.
There you go.
Wow.
Wasn't that great?
That's like
Isn't that a
almost
good clip?
pre-MLK. When was that, 65?
That's a great clip.
64, 65. Yeah,
Content of
64,
your character.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That was a great clip.
It was a good little clip from good old Herman Munster. Fred Gwynn.
Do you have a favorite Father's Day song?
A song?
A song.
Well, the one.
Well, my favorite was when we played.
Yeah, the one we played.
Call Him Father by the Winstons.
Well, the Winstons. Yes.
That's a great song.
You know, that's the one that comes to mind. I mean, there's a bunch of country songs.
I think of Chapman, Cats in the Cradle.
Harry Chapin. I mean, Cats in the Cradle is my favorite.
You said Chapman. It's Chapin.
It's Harry Chapin. And
I'm thinking of our friend Jamie Chapman.
Yes,
how about James Brown? Papa's got a brand new bag.
Yeah, well, that's classified as. I guess that you could classify that as a.
And John Lennon on his last album did a song called "Beautiful Boy." He was not much of a dad, but when Sean was born, he wrote that song and he became a really good dad.
Yeah.
It's called "Beautiful Boy" from the Fantasy. Was it
Double Fantasy?
Double Fantasy album.
Yeah. And he, I don't know whether he ever really reconciled with Julian. Full blown. I know that him and Yoko, Julian and Yoko did, but of course Yoko was not his mother.
And another great song was actually from the Donna Reed Show, Paul Peterson, "My Dad."
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's a great song.
That is a very good song.
That's a great dad song.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. But I still like "Cats in the Cradle," but "My Dad" was good. You have my Dad, a piece of that?
Yeah, sure do. But my dad, Paul Peterson, had a. Did he have much of a recording contract after that
his
song,
other hit was "She Can't Find Her Keys." You remember that song? He recorded on the Columns record label. There was a division, a division of Columbia Records.
Yeah. Well, let's listen to. You got to get past the stupid ads sometimes if you're using Facebook, and that's what I'm.
YouTube.
That's what I'm waiting to. What did I say?
You said Facebook, but I know what you meant. You meant YouTube.
Same thing. Same kind of thing.
No.
This is a big hit.
Yeah. Colpix. Colpix was a lady.
Is that Colpix? Yeah.
Colpix.
I have the 45. Here we go.
Does he still go out singing though? I know he makes appearances at the cons and stuff.
He's probably not singing anymore.
But do you think but it'd be cool. I bet he can still sing. I bet he still has some chops. Come on. James Darren still does.
Well, he was a big TV star, and so they wanted to,
Well, Shelley Fabares did songs too.
Well, she did Johnny Angel.
Yeah.
That was her big hit.
Yeah. So and the reason we're talking over it is so we won't get pulled from Facebook.
Yeah, that's my
The
dad.
audio's great in this clip. Stereo.
Well, the other hit song he had was a song called "She Can't Find Her Keys."
See, I don't remember.
You remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember. She can't find her keys.
Yeah,
Let's
Paul
see.
Peterson. It's in there.
I believe it. Find her keys. That's
and while you do that, I'll check Facebook. Yes, you can't find her keys.
Yeah, well, here it is. I mean, that's an interesting. And here he is on Shindig.
It was a big hit back in the time.
Yeah. So this audio's not going to be as good as what we just had.
I can't find my keys. And here's what happened while he's waiting.
What's wrong?
I don't. It's a good song. I just don't remember
It's
that.
cute,
One. That one I missed that one. I guess.
My Dad was really his biggest hit.
Yeah, I missed that one, and then of course
She Can't Find Her Keys.
Yeah, but then of course there was like you said, Shelley Fabares on the Donna Reed Show. So
now some of the early TV shows that dealt with dads. And we talked about it before the show.
Oh yeah, like do you have one in mind?
Bachelor Father with John Forsythe.
That's what I was going to mention. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Here's Johnny Angel.
I'm playing Johnny Angel now.
This is Shelley Fabares from the Donna Reed Show.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I remember that one for sure.
Yeah, that was a hit.
That was a good one. That was a very
Made
good
it to number one.
She could sing.
Yeah.
She could sing.
She had the chops. But did she do any other hits?
I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't know that she did.
Like Leslie Gore, one hit wonder.
Yeah, but we were talking about, John Forsythe was the voice of Charlie on Charlie's Angels.
That's true. That's true.
And was that a big mystery? Because they really palmed that off in the late 70s, early 80s. Like, who is the man behind the speaker? We all knew it was.
In the 50s, he had
John Forsythe.
Bachelor Father.
1957 to 1962.
Yeah.
Oh, listen.
Starring starring John Forsythe.
Yeah, John Forsythe.
He had a
This
great
is Beverly
voice.
Hills,
Here's from the
California.
pilot.
Listen to him.
Carved out of the wilderness by a movie producer. Its natives lead a simple life of tranquility, from which comes the term tranquilizer pills.
Of course, they're
This is a
shown.
typical native watering hole. Untouched by civilization, the natives cling to their traditional way of life. And believe me, some of the traditions are worth clinging to.
Of course, it shows a wonderful girl walking.
I
up
like
from
this show. I remember
swimming
watching
pool.
it as a kid.
Oh, it was. But I remember the opening that they were driving in the car.
Yeah, that was later. That was from season 1 or
Well, that
four
was
seasons.
season 1, but it's an opening. I had not seen it. It was all animated. I had not seen that one.
And I don't think it had a laugh track, or did it?
Yeah, it did.
In the beginning,
it did have a laugh
It
track.
did have
Okay.
a laugh track. Yeah, it did have a laugh track.
Well, back in those days, everything was shot on film. It wasn't shot in the studio audience.
That's
Well, that's
right.
true.
That was
That's
a
very
Norman
true.
Lear thing.
Was it?
Yeah, 1970,
Did he
when
actually-
All in the Family.
Did he start that?
Yeah, he's the biggest pioneer of live in front of a studio audience sitcom production.
Yeah, like at the end of All in the Family, recorded live before.
Yeah, Three's Company. I mean, he started. That wasn't a Norman Lear show, but shows in that era were all done before a live studio audience.
Yes.
Even Happy Days originally was filmed, and then in season 3, they're recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Which they run that on MeTV on Sundays.
For the summer of May.
Another early TV show was Father Knows Best.
True.
You know,
True.
that was a big hit.
Father knows best. But you try to watch them, like I commented this past week on Facebook. Kathy, she must have cried every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because she just, I mean, every episode she was crying. The youngest daughter.
You know, what was the guy who played the...
You mean Bud?
Bud. You know what movie Bud was in?
What?
It's a classic movie. I bet you can't tell me.
Which?
When he was a lot younger.
I don't know.
A classic movie.
I don't know.
Day of the Earth Stood Still.
Mm-hmm.
He
Was he really?
he was Patricia Neal's son. He's the one that had the train, you know, and then Mike already comes in. He says, "Remind me sometimes I'll show you a train that doesn't use tracks."
Really?
But that was him. Yeah.
Here's the Father Knows Best opening.
Well,
with Kent cigarettes.
The only cigarette with a micronite filter.
The only
Kent
cigarette.
Regular and the new king-size Kent present the story of a man, his home,
And he's smoking
and
a
his
cigarette.
family.
I've never seen this
Starring
opening.
Robert Young
He's smoking a cigarette, looking at his watch.
and Jane Wyatt.
James
Spock's mom in Star Trek in the future.
Yes.
And he later went on to do Marcus Welby, MD.
Yes, he did.
Where he was a doctor.
Eleanor Donahue. She was a dish.
In Father Knows Best.
I've never seen that.
My
opening.
mom's favorite show, one of her favorites.
I think Antenna TV runs that still.
Yeah,
What
FETV, because I see it. I watch it every morning.
okay.
I watch it every morning.
Well, what was who played Bud? What was his name? Anyway, he was in Day of the Earth Stood Still.
Okay,
like I
people
said.
out there watching, who played Bud?
Yeah, he was in Day of the Earth Stood Still.
Yes.
Eleanor Donahue went on to be in Andy Griffith Show.
Yes, he did.
She dated Andy Griffith.
But she
That's another great dad show too.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
Wow,
Now, she
Andy Griffith.
she still does a lot of cons and stuff. I don't know that the guy who played Bud does do any cons anymore, but I know Tony Dow and the Beaver
They do
a lot, you know, and
it's hard to imagine.
Billy Gray was Bud.
Billy Gray, that's right. Okay, it's hard to imagine Tony Dow is like he's 73 or 74.
Yeah.
God, you know, it's just like.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is. I mean, you watch. I like to watch.
Leave It to Beaver.
Leave It to Beaver every
I
morning.
think we have a clip too, but you know what a great show.
No, we're going to close the show out with that clip.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. And there's always a classic joke. Ward, you're a little hard on the Beaver last night, but I digress.
Yeah, and then there was Still the Beaver, which they came back and tried to reprise the original Beaver cast, or as much of the cast that was still
And
around.
I loved Eddie Haskell character. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Eddie,
Hi, Mrs. Cleaver. He was
Yeah.
such a little suck up.
He
you
just
know.
passed away.
He did, unfortunately.
Yes, he
And he
did.
was a policeman.
Yes, he was. He retired policeman. Yeah, from the Los Angeles Police Department. So he was quite talented
he was-
guy.
he was
really.
You're looking lovely today, Mrs. Cleaver.
Yes.
Oh, those cookies smell so good. There we go.
Starring Barbara Billingsley, Hugh Beaumont,
As the father.
Tony Dow
as the brother.
and Jerry Mathers as the Beaver.
And you know what? The funny part about that show was, well, everything. It was well written. It was a very well written show. One of my favorites was when Beaver writes away and gets the accordion and doesn't tell anybody about it. And he finally gets caught because he didn't pay for it, obviously. He hid it in a closet. And the accordion salesman, I forget the actor's name, came and knocked on the door. And Ward Cleaver knew nothing about it, neither did June. And June went upstairs and had opened the closet, and here comes the accordion bouncing down the stairs because it fell out of the closet. So it was a good episode.
Yeah.
And they're on every morning on MeTV, 2 of them back to back.
They run them back to back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ken Osmond's the actor who just died. That's the real name of Eddie Haskell. Ken Osmond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Former policeman.
Oh, he was fun.
And everybody liked Larry Mondello, but then again, we're here talking about fathers, not Larry Mondello. But
well, another character actor, he was a dad too, was Richard Deacon in the show.
Yes,
he was a funny man,
Mr. Deadpan.
Yeah, but he was great. I love.
How are you today? Fine, just fine.
That's true. He was great. I loved him.
And he was always on.
He was Wally's dad.
He was the same character though.
He wasn't Wally's dad. Wally was Beaver's brother. He was Lumpy Rutherford's.
Lumpy.
father.
Okay.
Yeah, Lumpy's dad. But Richard Deacon played the same role in everything he ever did.
He really did. He really did. He was on Pete and Gladys. He was on Jack Benny program. I mean, he was on all. He was on Match Game.
I saw him on Match Game not long ago.
Yeah, he was on Match Game, and he was on a lot of stuff. He really was. He truly was, and he was a great actor. But you're right. He seemed like he played the same character all the time. Hey, don't forget to give us a call at
678-615-7560. Request a clip or a character, a favorite dad in TV or film. And I have a clip in a minute I want to play from a show I talk about ad nauseum on the Nostalgic Podblast. And that's Lost in Space. In the early episodes, there were great scenes between father and son. The writing was much better in the early black and white episodes before it went campy, before Batman was released and they tried to copy Batman and be silly.
We forget that he's eat up with Lost in Space.
But this is there's 2 clips in today's show. I won't do them back to back. I'll space them out. But there's 2 Lost in Space clips that are great. And I'm going to set this one up. It's on the CD, clip 1, Al. And what's happening is this is from the 4th episode.
So get it ready, Al. Get it ready.
Are we going to do that now?
Yeah, let's just play my first of 6 clips.
But I didn't think.
Let me set it up. So the robot will put the power
he's a
back.
pain in the ass.
Will put the power pack back in the robot, and he wanders off into the desert and encounters a giant.
A giant.
And so Dad's mad, pissed off at Will because they lost a valuable piece of equipment, the robot.
Now, how long does this run? About 5 minutes?
1 minute.
Was the giant Richard Deacon?
No, it was Lamar Lundy. He was a football player.
Oh, see, I thought it was Richard. See, I thought you were
trying to tie it in.
tie them both together.
So clip 1, Al, please.
Clip
on
1,
CD.
Al,
Is the CD potted
so
up? Here we go.
Listen to this clip that Al has queued up.
I want to talk to you about last night.
Yes.
I thought sure he'd be back by now.
The robot.
Well, you happen to be a very bright and very talented boy, all right? Now, look at me. But you're still a boy. And there are some things that even the brightest, most talented boys should leave to older hands. Now, with a little patience and a little time, we could have reprogrammed that robot to do its job. But because you acted without thought or permission, we lost a piece of valuable equipment that we needed very badly. And that's all I'm going to say to you about the robot.
Oh. End of clip.
End of clip. Wow, that was very
You
dramatic.
gotta stop it.
Very
That was
dramatic.
It will stop.
Off CD. We won't roll over to clip 2? Yeah.
Yeah, it will. So anyway, that did not have Richard Deacon in it, but that was very good.
See, if you'd have hit pause when you did it originally, would that?
So
But you know, another a TV show that dealt with a dad, we've talked about it on our Western show.
Yep.
It was The Rifleman.
Chuck Connors.
With his son. I mean, that the whole show was about him and his son.
It really was, and Chuck Connors did a great job.
Johnny Crawford was great as Mark McCain. Yes. I mean, he was just he was just. I don't know, he was great. you have a clip from that too?
Well, actually, all I really have is the theme song. I've got some outtakes from.
Oh yeah, well, he was really good.
But here's a clip of Chuck Connors on the Don Knotts comedy show.
Aces and eights. 3 kings. Well, I guess that cleans me. Oh, does it? Now you get off this boat. We're in the middle of the river. And jump.
It's not a great clip. You'd have to see this.
What are they doing?
You'd have to. Well, they're fighting, and it's actually the Steve Allen show. I lie.
Oh.
And
But that's not a dad clip, though.
Well, no, it's not a dad. No, it's not a dad clip. But I was just trying to play you a Chuck Connors clip.
Oh.
So anyway, so Chuck Connors played the father.
But you know, it at the end of every episode of The Rifleman,
yeah,
there was always a scene between him and his son.
Yeah,
because a lesson learned, you know, from what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was a show that had a great theme on the end, but they changed it after a couple of years. I hate it when they change the theme of a show and it went from.
Well, they feel they have to
update it.
You have to update it. Yeah.
And also on Andy Griffith at the end of every show, usually Opie and Andy Taylor, you know, would have a little father-son. There was one episode where Opie actually he killed a bird.
Right.
You know, remember that series?
Yep, I do.
And he was so upset that he killed the bird after his son talked to him about life and how all life was precious.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that was really good, and we've got a
Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah.
Starring Andy Griffith.
Spin-off of the Danny Thomas Show.
Yeah.
Also starring Don Knotts.
Yeah,
and you know, I met Don Knotts when he was at Turner, and he was one of the nicest people I ever.
Dave, sometimes.
Can I say something about Andy Griffith?
Well, okay, I'll stop the clip.
He was playing the clip. And
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Then I'll shut up. No. Go ahead.
No, you've already.
In that opening on Facebook, someone has posted an iconic shot of them filming father and son walking down to the lake with the fishing poles, and you see like the crew and everything. It's a great picture.
Can we get back to the clip?
So basically, I've got a little montage of clips from Ozzie and Harriet. Andy Griffith is on it. Danny Thomas is on this.
Oh, excellent!
Yeah,
great show.
Guy Williams from Lost in Space is on it. I took out Herman Munster because we already played Herman Munster. But here's some great clips. See if you recognize the fathers on these clips.
You know, Dave, sometimes parents like us are a little reluctant to let you guys go. So if we seem to hang on to you, you've just got to be a little understanding about it.
Ozzie Nelson.
You're my young. And I love you more than anything or anybody in the whole world. And nothing or nobody can ever change that.
There you go.
And don't forget, Ernie, when things get rough, why, you always have a friend you can pray to.
Oh, I already did that.
Oh, you did?
I prayed for you to come in here.
There's just one thing I'd like you to bear in mind. The family's one place where you're always wanted. Don't you ever forget it.
But when you lose, see, that's the hard part. That's when you have to take yourself in hand, show it ain't getting you down, and that you're a good sport about it, and that you're going to try again. And when you do that, you'll be on the road to becoming a mature human being.
Bob, we always have to have rules and laws, but we also have to use them with reason and justice.
You know, Wally, shaving is just one of the outward signs of being a man. It's a whole lot more important to try to be a man inside first.
Take my word for it. Money isn't nearly as important as the good feeling you get from doing the right thing.
Danny Thomas.
Remember what I've always told you. Never start a fight, but never run away from one.
You know the nice thing about having a son? You can watch him become a man and grow up with him all over again.
Zorro.
We want you to feel that you can come to me or to your mother at any time with any problem, and we'll understand.
It's a father's duty to see to it that his son grows up to be a respected and trusted member of his community.
But you're going to find out as you go along that there'll be lots of times that you have to make yourself a little unhappy in order to make other people happy. We'd be a lot better parents if we didn't wait till they did something good to let them know we're proud of them. I think what he meant was that we can't expect to get our children's love unless we first get their respect.
There you go. So we had Ward Cleaver.
Those were great.
Did you edit that, Tom?
Yeah.
That is very well done.
So we had Ward Cleaver, we had Andy Taylor, we had Danny Thomas,
John Robinson, Professor John Robinson.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite TV dad?
I would guess. I guess I would have to say Robert Young because I've been watching those shows lately with him, and he was probably my favorite. But then again, it's a toss between him and Ozzie Nelson.
Yeah,
because Ozzie was funny, but at the same time he could be serious. And Don DeFore was on that show as well. He played the next door neighbor, but he was a father as well. But I think between Ozzie Nelson and Robert Young, yeah, I would have to say. What about you?
Yeah, it's a toss up. I liked. We haven't talked much about him, but I'm being a big fan of westerns. I thought Ben Cartwright on Bonanza was a good dad.
Yeah.
He was reasonable. Yeah. He could be hard on him, and I liked him. And I guess probably from Father Knows Best, like you said. I mean, that was a great show.
Yeah.
And it always had good intentions and good morals, and
it did.
I liked it.
It did. What about you, Chance?
Probably Andy Taylor, Andy Griffith Show, and
now you watched
Bill Cosby in the Cosby Show. I always liked the Cosby Show.
Yeah,
it's a shame what happened to him.
It was a great show. Cosby was a great show.
Andy Griffith is probably my favorite.
It was a good.
I am your father. I brought you in this world, and I'll take you out.
So that was.
How could a good guy go so wrong? But it's that was a good show.
Yeah.
I mean, Bill Cosby was a very talented person.
A whole lot of good shows. I Spy in the '60s and Fat Albert. He did all those voices.
Yeah.
Hey, 3 squares a day. Yeah, that's what he's saying now.
But
you get it. You get it.
Yeah.
But then where's my room?
In prison.
But I don't think there's any good. Are there any good TV shows today?
Is there any good father imagery on today? I don't know. I mean,
it's all sex.
Yeah, but
wait a minute.
Modern Family. They would say, but one of the best TV dads is Homer Simpson.
And that show's been on forever. In fact, the FX network is running back-to-back episodes of The Simpsons all day long.
It started in 1989. Think about that.
My mom loved that show.
31 years ago.
Yes, exactly.
Now, Tom and I were talking offline about a great show that got canceled after one season we loved called The Cool Kids on Fox because it had a lot of classic actors. I mean, Martin Mull, Vicki Lawrence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Help me out with the little guy.
Well, Leslie Jordan.
Was
the most popular guy right now because
do you think
thing.
The show South Park had good dads in it?
No, not even a little teeny tiny bit.
Dysfunctional dad.
And Greer was in it anyway. I love that show.
Very dysfunctional. But that show only went one season.
One season. They had it on Friday night. But it was after Last Man Standing, which was a great show. Tim Allen. So you would think even on Friday night it had a great lead in. I wish they'd give it another year because it was so well written and they brought back a lot of great actors from the past. Anyway,
true. But there's a new show coming on Fox this fall. Something the cat something with the girl that was Sheldon's girlfriend, Milam. What's her name? Milam Blalock.
Who played? She was Blossom.
Blossom.
She was in Big Bang Theory.
She's on this
girlfriend.
show, and so is Leslie Jordan, and it's on Fox this fall. So it's supposed to be.
Well, how about Red Fox? He was a dad.
We got a good montage of him. What did he call his son?
You big dummy.
Yeah, exactly. Check this out. We got a little montage.
Here he comes.
Yeah. Dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did? Oh, no, you big dummy. Oh, no, you big dummy. You dummy.
So obviously, listen, that was a bunch of clips from
Sanford and Son.
From Sanford.
That was a great show. I mean,
it was very well written. But even back then, that humor you couldn't. It doesn't play well today because it's dated. Yes. But some of the things he said, I don't know if you can say them anymore.
I don't think it's dated. I think it's politically incorrect because he says the N word. He says the F word. I mean, and you can get these on DVD uncensored.
No. He didn't say the F word. They can't say that on TV.
He said FAGGOT.
That.
Yeah, that F word.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can't say that either. So it's kind of like.
Well, he did in his stand-up comic routines.
Stand-up.
You know, he was just
there was an
very
album
blue.
I bought just for the album cover. I'm not even going to tell you what it said on the album cover, but that's the only reason I bought the album.
And the only other person on the show that did stand-up was she played
LaWanda Page.
Ann Esther.
LaWanda Page.
Yeah, she was great.
I got a quick bit. Speaking of his blue comedy, he did a video called "Comedy in a Plain Brown Wrapper." It was in Vegas, 1983, uncensored. It's hysterical. But here's one of his funniest jokes. He said, when I was a kid, you couldn't get any kind of a woman growing up. It was just taboo in the 50s. And so I had code called making sandwiches. So I got home from a date, and my dad said, you're late. And he goes, what was you doing? He goes, I was just making sandwiches. And my dad pointed and says, oh, okay, I guess that's mayonnaise run down your leg then.
Oh, gosh.
That's on his record from the 60s.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow,
Some bad innuendo.
You
there.
had to sneak that one in, didn't you?
Yeah, you really
Well,
did.
it's not bad language. It's just innuendo.
Well, you had to sneak that one in, but that's.
Yeah, you go look up Red Fox Clips. The material in this home video cassette.
Is this in a plain brown wrapper?
I don't know. It just says Fred Fox stand-up.
Well, but we're talking about the TV show. We don't really care about his stand-up.
That's it.
Oh, is this it? We better not play it because it could be some really.
He's going to say some irreverent. He's going to go. Speaking of big pussy.
Let's just get some clips from his TV show. I mean, that's what you know.
This is hilarious. Watch it. Here's the opening.
I know you've heard I was dirty and blue, vulgar, nasty, gross. Well, that's a lot of shit.
Okay. So.
And he coined the phrase, you gots to wash your ass.
Well,
Go to bed damp, everybody.
That's the album cover I've got.
Yeah.
It says.
Well, how many seasons? Sanford Son was on for a long time.
5 years.
Was it
No,
5
6
years?
years. 6 years. 6 years. I love the one where they went to Hawaii. It was a 3-parter in the last season.
And then when I worked at Turner, we carried it at 17.
Of course.
But now it's on. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Nobody runs it anymore, though. Do they?
Quincy Jones music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great theme.
Yeah, it's a great opening.
Al, you're blocking my shot. I'm just kidding.
That'd be a good thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And I love the truck. If I had a classic truck like that, I would definitely put Sanford and Son sandwich. But then again, I wouldn't today. I'd have to take it off.
No. Well, not only were there TV shows, we can go back to, but there was a lot of movies that were dad movies.
But I want to say something about Sanford and Son real quick.
Okay.
All right, this relates to what you said about Turner airing Sanford and Son. Here in Atlanta, the Atlanta Hawks team, back in the 90s, I think it was Steve Smith or Mookie Blaylock, one of these two players for the Hawks, in their contract, the renewal asked for every episode of Sanford and Son.
What?
And that was just a few years shy of the DVD explosion. If they'd only waited a little bit, they wouldn't have had to negotiate that as a contract. But it's a fact. It was in the Atlanta paper. Yeah, I think it was either Steve Smith or Mookie Blaylock, as the announcer would introduce.
So what do you want? A video cassette or
they
film?
wanted video cassette. They wanted every Sanford
Shame
and
they
Son.
didn't negotiate film.
Well, they were shot in video. Yeah,
I know it would have been kinescopes,
but they would have been in black and white probably.
No, not necessarily. They could have negotiated color.
I've never seen a color kinescope ever. I just haven't.
Did they get them?
They did.
Yeah.
It's part of the deal.
Well, who?
Because Ted Turner owned the Hawks. See, so Turner had the rights to Sanford and Son, airing it on Superstation WTBS, WTCG.
Yep.
It was part of the Turner family.
And then, of course, there's Archie Bunker.
Love All in the Family.
I told you he was coming. There he is, right out there on the stoop. Come on in, Mr. Davis. Come on.
Davis, it's an honor.
she bows and curtsies.
Welcome to our house. Oh, I'm so excited. But then you can't imagine because you never had to meet yourself.
Mr. Davis, sir, it's my wife Edith laughing over there. Shut up. Mr. Davis, my daughter Gloria standing over there.
Hello, Gloria.
And her husband Mike.
Hello, Mike.
No!
He shakes Mike Jefferson's hand.
Yeah.
The African American.
You know, one of my favorite episodes, though, was the one that had Sammy Davis Jr.
That's what he's playing right now.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's on
This is
play.
only Lionel. He lives
I love
next
it.
door. My
Lionel.
daughter's married to the white guy over there. Motion with the briefcase now there, Sammy. I'll let him right in.
Oh, hi, Arch.
Muncher, we're waiting for you. Where were you?
I'm sorry I took so long, Arch, but I bumped into Barney Hefner with his camera, so naturally I had to go back and get mine. Mr. Davis, this is an unexpected pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Can I get a picture, Mr. Davis?
Come on, Muncher, no pictures. Oh, no, this one
No
is for me.
pictures.
Mr. Munson, would you stand over there? I want
Now,
one
this
picture
is a
taken with
great
Arch,
part of this
my friend
episode.
and me.
You want me?
Yes. Now, on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Sammy Davis kisses him on the cheek.
Yes,
Archie.
yes, he does.
Why does the camera flash
Yeah.
goes off? But remember the big line? Do you take cream in your eye? When he makes some coffee, it's not in this clip, but he goes,
Wow.
and he goes, ooh, and he Archie has to
Could that
take
show be
cream in his
done
eye.
today?
No. Well, it has been done. It's done by Norman Lear, who's still alive. He's
Oh, that's
91
true.
years old.
That's true. They
with
do-
Jimmy
they-
Kimmel, who now Jimmy
Yeah.
Kimmel, his career's on hold because of some. We won't go there.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Kimmel's executive producer of the new All in the Family, and you know
Well-
who plays Archie, don't you? Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson. Yeah, I thought he did a pretty good job.
Well, is that going to be a permanent thing?
No,
or-
no.
Well, it's every
They've just
quarter.
done, they've
Yeah,
just
every
done
twice a
2
year.
episodes.
Okay. All right.
They've just done 2 episodes now. You can. I think it's on Hulu or something. You can certainly look it up. But Archie Bunker was one of the classic characters Carol O'Connor did. And he enjoyed doing that role. And then of course there was a spinoff.
He was a movie star before. You know,
Of course.
He was in a lot of movies.
Of course.
We
of
have a clip
course.
coming up. Another while we're talking about Norman Lear, spinoff Good Times.
Yeah.
Which was Florida. And in the story, the dad died. What do you do when your dad dies on TV or in real life? And in real life, the actor John Amos didn't want to negotiate his contract. So here's the theme song for Good Times. Great
Yeah.
song.
So go ahead and explain. I can play that clip. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there was a contract negotiation breakdown, and so John Amos, they just killed him off. So in this episode, Florida, played by Esther Roll, who is the mom of the family in the projects, she has shown no emotion during the funeral,
Right.
not one bit of emotion. She finally breaks down at the very end of the episode, and it's a powerful moment in TV history. And after the theme, we'll play that for you.
Down, down, down.
That was her reaction.
Damn. It's a powerful moment in TV history.
That's all it was.
And from thereafter, there was no dad in that household in Good Times in the projects. It was terrible.
Wow.
And how long did the series last after that?
Well, Janet Jackson came along. They had a lot of cast members. I'll tell you my book.
Departure
Wow.
from the show was I felt that with
This is
two
John.
other younger children, one of whom who aspired to become a Supreme Court justice, that would be Ralph Carter or Michael, and the other Bernadette Stennis, I think she aspired to become a surgeon. And the differences I had with the producers of the show was that I felt too much emphasis was being put on JJ and his chicken hat and saying dynamite every third page, when just as much emphasis and mileage could have been gotten out of my other 2 children and the concomitant jokes and humor that could have come out of that. But I wasn't the most diplomatic guy, like I said, in those days, and they got tired of having their lives threatened over jokes. So they said, to tell you what, why don't we kill him off and we'll all get on with our lives.
So there you go. He just didn't like the way the show was going.
And Good Times was actually a spinoff of Maude because Florida was Maude's maid.
Florida. Yeah.
Florida. That was her character name,
Yeah,
played by
yeah.
Esther Roll. The mom went, damn. And to answer your question, Al, Good Times started February 1st, 74 and ran until August 1st, 79. So in the 73-74 season, it was a winter replacement show.
I don't understand.
And here's both
But
of them.
especially you white women. You sit up here in your nice world, and instead of enjoying the things you got,
And this is John Amos on Maude.
women's rights. Well, let me tell you, baby, I'm Ebony. In the world I grew up in, a black man couldn't even get a job. So the woman went out and worked and supported the family. And quiet as it's kept, none of us never wanted it that way. And some of us don't have to have it that way, like me. Now, I got a J.O.B. and a good one. And if I have to work 2 jobs, then I will. Because I am no longer going to be the husband of a black maid.
There you go.
Great, powerful clip.
Yeah, it really is.
Hey, you people ain't gonna be sucked in by that jive. Florida, he knows what he's talking about. He's black. And what do you think I am, sundan? You ain't listening to a black problem woman. You listening to a male ego.
Oh, now wait a minute, Florida.
Oh, Henry, you wait a minute. Now, you hurt because of your pride, and I love you for that. But I also resent you for not being just as proud of me as I am of you.
I am proud of you, Florida. It's just that I don't want you to be a maid no more.
Them two don't go together, Henry. Your mother was a maid. That's how your brothers got through school and you got to be a fireman. My grandmother was a maid. That's how my daddy got a little schooling. There are a lot of women, Henry, on both sides of my family who worked all their lives in white kitchens so their kids could get some of the things they should have.
Well, there you go.
That's incredible.
Wasn't going to get political, but there you go. I mean, that clip
now, what year was
speaks
that?
for today.
That would be 72. 1972 or probably 73. 1973.
But you got for 72.
Well, the writing, you don't have writing like that.
Well, it was Maude. So Maude was pretty. Remember,
she was liberal.
Very much so. And that show was very liberal. And they didn't. Was it CBS? I think it was CBS.
CBS
didn't care for that because that was around the Smothers Brothers era and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, that was quite the clip by accident.
Well, Norman Lear was liberal. You know, he wrote Archie Bunker. You know, it was like a caricature of what he interpreted conservatives to be. It was smart writing.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. In that same era, was Chico and the Man considered a father-son show?
Yes. Good call. Yes.
Yeah. Because
Jack Albertson and, of course, Freddie Prinze, who killed himself.
Who killed himself. I mean, I don't know why he did that.
Norman Lear show. Did you know that? It's a Norman Lear production.
Yeah, it was. It really was. And
Freddie Prinze can't handle his stardom. That's why he killed himself. He didn't like fame and being hassled.
Yeah.
Here's the theme.
Yep. Jose Feliciano. Good theme.
Yeah, I like
he still does this in concert. Jack Albertson. Sorry, it's not a very good quality clip.
Yeah, that's I remember that.
But it was a good show for what it was.
It was.
But
it was on the same time as Sanford and Son.
Yeah. The Jeffersons was another spinoff I loved. You saw a clip with Lionel with Sammy Davis Jr. Lionel was the first character from the Jeffersons you ever met on All in the Family way back in the beginning in the first season. And they didn't introduce George for a while. They introduced his uncle, Henry, or George's brother, Henry. They didn't introduce George Jefferson until 1973, and that was a great dad.
Yeah.
He cared about his son, Lionel. He got him a job. I mean, he was a good family man. Now, he was a bigot, but he loved family, and he took care of his family.
Yeah,
George Jefferson, that's what I like about Jefferson. He was successful.
He was.
Had all of those dry cleaner stores, supposedly, and he always aimed high. And I got depressed watching The Good Times because it was about, the ghetto, and it was sad. It's real. It's real. No offense intended. I'm just saying I preferred the Jeffersons watching people excel.
Yeah.
Janet DeBow. Sing it.
Good theme song.
A lot of soul.
And now when they reprised the show the first time they did it, was it Jennifer Hudson who sang the theme? And she came out and sang it, and it brought the house down. Yeah, it was very, very well done.
I like Florence too. She's one of my favorite TV maids. Now we're digressing. We need to get back to dads, but she was the wisecracking maid, the lazy wisecracking maid.
Yeah. Marla Maples.
Marla Maples. She's still alive. She's the only surviving cast member of the Jeffersons.
She was very good. She was a very nice lady.
Not Marla Maples. That's Trump's ex-wife, Marla Gibbs.
I'm sorry. Marla Gibbs. My mistake.
It's okay.
Correction corner on myself.
It's okay.
But you're right. I'm sorry. But she was
Marla Gibbs.
She was a very nice lady because she did the Trumpet Awards when I did it, and
you met her?
Oh yeah, I worked with her, and she was very, very, very nice lady. So here's the opening of the new Jeffersons.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, it was. It really was. Yeah, she did a good job. And she's walking through the set. So anyway, it was very well done. Even though Kimmel was involved.
The set looks just like the original. Production values there. Live audience.
Yeah.
Great job.
Was there another TV show that dealt with dads we haven't mentioned?
There's plenty more. We're just getting
even
started.
Though Kimmel
and we'll get to movies too. But I got one other quick clip from Lost
Sure.
in Space. It relates to movies. I want to set this up briefly. I brought this
this
on
is the
film.
last. This is the last one, right?
From Lost in Space, yes. Not the last clip, but
Is
yes.
this clip
and we'll
2?
move on. Yes, but this is different. Here, let me just set this up.
Okay.
George Lucas ripped off Lost in Space a lot, and if you recall, it was revealed that Darth Vader is Luke's father.
Well, nothing's new in Hollywood. They all kind of
Yeah.
riff off each other.
In this clip, the dad, John Robinson, has been possessed by an alien spirit, and he's wearing a mask, and they're dubbing his voice over like they did James Earl Jones as Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So he's possessed, and every time he sleeps, the alien force takes over his body. So it's a pretty serious scene, and I'll play it now. It's clip 2. If you just hit play, all you have to do is make sure the CD is on, and hit clip 2, Al, please.
And I know why you're wearing that mask, too. So we won't know that you've taken over my father's body.
You're a very bright young man.
Oh.
It's regrettable that you must be destroyed. But it must be done.
It must
Would you do something for me first? Would you take off your mask? I want to see my father's face one last time.
Ooh.
Very well.
He's removing the mask. Here's the powerful scene.
Goodbye, Dad.
He's going
I
to push
love
him
you.
off a cliff. I think.
What did you say?
I love you, Dad.
Why do you hesitate? Push him off.
Push him.
Off the
No.
cliff.
I order you to obey.
No, it's not. It's not right.
Push him off.
It's like Return of the Jedi. Remember when Darth Vader
Listen to him, Dad.
throws the Emperor off? That's what he's about to do to this dude.
Cannot disobey me. Do as I say.
Listen.
Stronger than the feeling we have for you, Dad.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen.
Yeah, you're right.
Listen. Listen.
Pushes him off. Just like Return of the Jedi with the Emperor. Now here's the very end. Listen to this speech.
He said it was a minute.
About love. No, listen.
He's gone forever.
This is a great line.
Yes, well, he's gone.
What do you think chased him off,
Here
sir?
it is.
Love, Will.
And now this is
In
going
all
to
the
go.
worlds and
I love that.
galaxies of this universe, there is nothing stronger.
Good lesson. Now here, this is going to go into Empire Strikes Back. 30 seconds. Luke, I am your father. Here, it's clip 3. Here we go. Because it kind of ties into what we're talking about.
Oh, really?
Here it is. Here it is. It's 35 seconds. It's 3. Here we go. Listen.
One never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No. I am your father. I am your
Okay.
I'll never forget this scene.
That's impossible. That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Sounds like James Earl Jones.
It is. This is the best acting Mark Hamill ever did in the series. No! That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank goodness.
That was good. That was really nice.
But you remember when Luke's hand got cut off right before?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, it was
the
very
most
weird.
dramatic thing I'd ever seen.
Very
in the
whimsical.
theater.
Very
That was actually
whimsical.
longer than a minute, you know.
It was. It really was. It's like I want to. I'm glad that clip is over, and
Yeah,
so
too.
does the audience. Well, anyway, so nothing new is in Hollywood anymore. That's how they just would rip each other off. Now, there's other newer shows that we haven't discussed about. What about
What daddy TV shows?
Well, yeah.
Like what?
What about Mr. Bundy?
Mr. Bundy.
Remember that show?
No.
Married with Children. Married with Children.
I never watched that.
Oh, but he's
Sorry.
another what I would consider
Yeah.
a bad father. So who else do you consider a bad father on TV? Now, I just named one. Ed Bundy. He wasn't the best father.
Al Bundy.
And Al Bundy. Sorry. So who do you think?
Ted Bundy was a serial killer. Wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He would be
You get the
he would be the
people
worst. He would be the worst father.
He would be a terrible dad.
Yeah. So who? What Modern Family show would you consider to have a bad father? Who is portrayed today? Chance? Anybody? Anything? Any show? Come on now. Have I stumped? I need to redo that sounder. Was stump Chance?
Probably in Breaking Bad. Was he a dad?
Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
He
was.
There you go. Breaking Bad.
Very good.
Well, I know. I mean,
Heisenberg, say my name.
It's not from a TV show. We'll get to it, but the guy that played in the movie "I Walked the Line" with Joaquin Phoenix, where he played Johnny Cash, the guy that played his dad was terrible. His dad was just really, really mean.
Yeah.
But I can't think of the guy's name. I guess I could Google it. But anyway, he was a bad dad.
Yeah.
What show?
It's a movie. "I Walked the Line."
Oh yeah, I saw that.
With Johnny Cash, about Johnny Cash, Joaquin Phoenix, way before he did the Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix, yes, yeah, way before he did the Joker.
With Reese Witherspoon as June Carter.
Yeah, that was
great
it was a good movie.
It was a very good movie. I Walked the Line.
Oh, you got a Dallas clip or something?
Well,
there.
you know, any of these families from Dallas, you know, they weren't very good. And
how about J.R. Ewing? Yeah, that's not very recent, but that was a
Family
pretty,
Guy.
yeah.
Family Guy. He wasn't exactly.
Well, Family Guy is a great show.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He's not exactly the best father figure that you can think of.
He was just sort of dysfunctional.
Walter White, as he's expressed from Breaking Bad, he was not a good father as either. And neither was the dude from Sopranos.
Joey Soprano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't a very good father either.
A good recent father would be Rick Grimes on Walking Dead, who's no longer on the show. He's not been killed off, but he's a great dad in a story about survival in a zombie
I
apocalypse.
never followed that show too much. I did watch it though.
Yeah, it's good. I like the early seasons. Of course, I'm biased, but that's enough said on that.
Yeah. Game of Thrones, none of the kings or none of the fathers were very good fathers back then either. So it's kind of like you know, there's a bevy of bad fathers out there, just as many as are good fathers. Because all the good fathers, you saw them in the 50s and the 60s in the sitcom, you know, Pete and Gladys and all them other shows. But it seems like nowadays, it seems like there's no really good father figures on TV right now because you can't think of any. I mean, some people say Modern Family.
I can't think of any.
But you know, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think. If anyone has any bad fathers or good fathers that they want to talk about, give us a call. Chance?
678-615-7560. 678-615-7560.
Now, just the Facebook people who are watching us live can call in. If you're listening to us on the radio, fistfulofradio.com, etc.
That number wouldn't work.
The number won't work. I mean, it'll ring.
It'll work, but you know.
And also,
it'll ring
I don't think
here.
Al will answer.
On Fistful of Radio, it's a week after Father's Day, but we're trying to get what they call a Comrex unit so we can be live on fistfulofradio.com.
That's true. So you know, anyway, so the fathers, that's all we've been talking about all day. The movie fathers, we didn't really name too many movie fathers.
Well, I got some movies we can talk about.
Yes, good. You know. And I've got some too, but we'll let you go first.
I get, you know, one of my favorite father movies was one called The Big Fish.
Oh yeah,
Albert Finney.
I forgot that.
And Ewan McGregor played his son. That's a great movie.
Yeah. Well, that was a good movie. And you know,
it was a good movie.
You don't see that one on offered up on Netflix or anything.
I have it on DVD, but it's really a good one. It's one of my favorites. And another good father movie. It was Kramer versus Kramer with Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, good pick.
I didn't like that.
That was what are you doing?
I didn't care for that one. I didn't care for that one at all. But
that's going to be at the end.
Oh, okay.
And let's see. And another one I wrote down was The World's Greatest Dad with Robin Williams. Remember that one?
Yes, that was a good one as well.
Yeah, I like that one. And going back to the 60s is Father of the Bride with Spencer Tracy and Elizabeth Taylor.
Well, that was not from the
60s.
I've never seen that. I've seen the remake.
It's from the 40s, late 40s.
Oh, that's that old.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then of course they redid it with Steve Martin.
Yes, he did.
And which was not bad.
Well, there was also a sequel, Father's Little Dividend.
Yeah.
With Spencer Tracy when Elizabeth Taylor has a baby.
That's right. That was a sequel to it, basically.
That was a sequel.
To
Yeah.
it.
Now the one that Steve Martin did was actually pretty good. I mean,
yeah, it was.
I loved it.
It was actually
and another good father
entertaining.
movie with James Dean, East of Eden. Oh. Raymond Massey played his dad. He was really hard on him. Yeah. And that was a good one. And East of Eden.
6 You Get Egg Roll.
Oh, with
Brian Key. Was that
and Lucille Ball.
No. That was I'm sorry.
8 is Enough was that movie? What? No, 8.
No. 8 is Enough was a TV show.
Yes.
No, there was a movie.
And
No,
then-
with 6 you get egg roll.
Yeah,
That was the movie.
that was Lucille Ball and Henry Fonda.
Cheaper by the dozen.
And another
Sorry.
a good
Sorry, we're
father
supposed to be
movie.
factual here. We're not.
Another good father movie came out in the late '90s was I wrote it down. In the Name of the Father, Daniel Day-Lewis. Did you see that?
No, I don't recall.
Good
that
movie.
one.
You know,
What
you
was
should
it
try-
about? What was it about? Do you remember?
Well, it's a father-son relationship. They
Yeah.
they didn't get along. Another one, A Perfect World with Kevin Costner.
And your mic is cutting right through my face, just like it did at my house last week.
How's that?
Yeah, I just noticed that. I just happened.
And
I just
another
noticed
good
it.
one.
He's blocking us both.
Another good movie with Brad Pitt, Legends of the Fall.
Yeah.
And Anthony Hopkins played his dad.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins is one of the country's greatest actors, I think.
Yeah.
He sure is.
And another one with Robin Williams is Mrs. Doubtfire. That was a dad movie.
Yeah, I
It
guess
was
it
funny.
was.
Yeah,
I guess it was.
it
Yeah,
was.
technically it was. It most certainly was.
Big
yeah.
Daddy with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a
That's a
funny
good one. That's a good one.
Nothing in Common with Jackie Gleason and Tom Hanks.
Man, you got quite-
what a great pick.
You got quite the list over there. Keep
But
going.
isn't that good?
Yeah.
Very good.
In fact, that's on the Movies Network.
That's the last Jackie Gleason film before he died.
And another one, I would, it's a Western.
Was it
the
Sting
movie? No, Shenandoah with Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
A great Civil War movie where his sons wanted to go to fight in the Civil War, but of course Jimmy Stewart, their dad, did not. He fought to keep them from going
Yes,
into the war.
yes.
It was a good one.
That was a very good
And also, it's a great song.
Yeah, yeah. That was
Shenandoah.
and you know who did it? Tennessee Ernie Ford did it.
But the song? It was also done by the Kingston Trio.
Yeah. Here's Tennessee Ernie Ford.
Oh, Shenandoah.
Ooh, that's good.
I hear you calling.
I love Tennessee Ernie Ford.
That's a movie. That's a great.
You rolling river.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you.
Great. You know when they shot stuff back then. This was in color. Just great stuff. Great lighting.
He actually did themes to some other movies. He did one
River of No Return
with Elizabeth
Yeah,
Taylor. That's a great song.
River of No Return. That was with Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Marilyn Monroe, not Elizabeth Taylor. It was a great song. And he could do.
And Robert Mitchum.
And one side note, just like his voice, you listen to him singing now, and in my opinion, Jim Nabors kind of stole his act in a way because he could play the country bumpkin, and he had the voice and everything. Like he's pea picking, all this.
Well, didn't he get really famous on the Lucy Show?
Well, he did. He did.
it was
But he played that cornpone character like Gomer,
Yeah.
and then he would break out and sing a song like this. But so did Gomer. But he did it first.
Yeah. he
So
was
as far as
great.
I'm concerned, Jim Nabors stole that character. That gets back to what I said earlier. Nothing's new in Hollywood. So that's a great song.
That's a great song.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
glad
great
you played
song.
that.
Yeah.
One of our viewers on Facebook mentioned, this is Mark. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right. Fredo, Fredo, Marcferdo says the dad on the Goldbergs is a bit of a slug.
I've never watched that show.
Yeah,
Is it any good?
No, I've never really watched it either. And even though it does fairly good in the ratings, they did a Family Feud episode, which was kind of funny. But no, I've never really watched it. I mean,
with Steve Harvey?
No, that was they did a Family Feud takeoff, or they were on the Family Feud show.
Welcome back, Celebrity Family Feud.
It's Celebrity Family Feud.
Let's get it on. Give me Tracy. Give me Shaw.
So it's basically the Goldbergs versus the Black
In character.
In character. So
That's neat.
So it's kind
They
of.
did that with Mama's Family back in the day.
Yes, they did.
On Family
yeah,
Feud.
Yeah, they really, really did.
Our friend Wesley had to sign off. He said there's
Yeah.
storms in his area. He said we'd catch it later.
Yeah.
On the replay.
He's a big radio listener.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. You killed my mic, and I don't know why.
I meant to hit mine. I hit yours.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny because they are. Let's see, are they playing in character here? Because it sounds like they are. Let's see.
But Steve doesn't smell like any of it.
Okay. I don't want to be the host of this show anymore.
No, see, I don't know if they're doing it in character.
They're in character. I have a feeling they're in character.
Anyway, the
But I could be
Goldbergs. Yeah, the Goldbergs.
So
yeah.
I've got a couple clips from. All right,
I hope
who
it's
do
not
you
Lost
guys
in
know
Space.
that have two dads? This is a big blockbuster motion picture, and this character has two dads. I'll give you a hint. He's from outer space.
Oh, great.
Oh, good grief! It's not Lost in Space, is it?
No, I'm done with Lost in Space. For
It's,
today.
it's not Star Trek, is
I
it?
said movie. No.
Oh, it must be Star Wars.
It's Clark Kent and Superman. He had his
Oh,
Earth father.
Okay,
and he
it's
had-
either Lost in Space, it's Superman, or
Star
it's
Wars,
the Fall Guy, it's
or
the
the
Fall
Fugitive,
Guy,
the
or the
Invaders.
Fugitives, or the Invaders. That's chance.
Well, I'm going to debut a scene with Marlon Brando that was cut because when Superman 2 rolled around, he demanded too much money, and they shot all his. They shot.
This is not a dad clip.
It is. You're so fucking wrong. You're so god darn wrong. It's unbelievable. It is. If you listen to it, I'll prove you're wrong. It's about father and son.
Apologize for your language.
I apologize for my language. I apologize. Beep. I'll censor myself. No, but actually, buddy, it does actually, I'd beg to differ, does play to the father-son theme.
Yeah, no.
Here's the scene. Here's the scene with the adopted dad. Let me get it.
The scene with the adopted
This is
dad.
Glenn Ford playing Pa Kent, and he gives a nice brief speech. It's like 30 seconds long to
Okay.
Clark Kent.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Glenn Ford, which was a great actor, he did so many roles. Just a great
Sonny just
stuff.
came
I
in here.
Really liked Glenn Ford. So here is Glenn Ford.
If I can, is it
These are outtakes. This is an outtake from the Superman movie.
Admiral, David is dead.
No.
She just said Admiral David is dead. I think it's the wrong movie.
It's the wrong one. Hang on.
Al, I think we got the wrong movie.
I
going
got
here.
it. I'm sorry.
You know,
there's always one guy that screws everything up.
But you know what?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
That's the wrong
When you
movie.
first came here, we thought that people would come and take you away because when they found out, the things you could do, and that worried us a lot. But then a man gets older and he thinks very differently and things get very clear. And there's one thing I do know, son, and that is you are here for a reason. I don't know whose reason, whatever the reason is, maybe it's because, I don't know, but I do know one thing, it's not to score touchdowns. Huh?
Thanks, Dad.
That's great.
Right to it.
That's it, huh? That's good. Now, you know what? We are forgetting one of the early television shows of sadly an actor who's passed away, but Bill Bixby had a great father-son show. You remember what it was?
Courtship of Eddie's father.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have too many rules or not enough.
Maybe we have too many people.
Then we need more rules.
Then we have less freedom.
What do we do about that?
Eddie, you've just put your small thumb on a big question.
Did you ever try to think of just nothing?
Yeah, pretty hard, isn't it?
Yeah, something always keeps sneaking in there.
Great theme too.
I always liked that show.
Yeah, it was a
So
good
did
show.
I.
It
It
was
was
a
a good
good
show.
show.
Bill Bixby was a big TV star. He didn't make it much in the movies, but he was a big TV
No,
guy.
you're right. And it was a good producer director too. He did a lot.
He got his start in My Favorite Martian.
Yeah. He was producing and he was directing up until the very end.
Blossom. Yeah.
Was it Blossom? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He died of prostate cancer November 21st,
Yeah.
1993.
Yeah.
We have
yeah.
a call.
La, 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 la. Yeah. And the kid unfortunately grew up to be kind of a punk rocker, and he did a lot of
Brandon Cruz.
Yeah, he did a lot of tattoos and all kinds of weird stuff like that. So we have a caller who is calling in, and who is it, Al? Who we got with us?
Well, it's a friend of Chance's in mine. It's his name is Jamie. Hello, Jamie, you here?
Hey, what's going on, Chance?
Hey, Jamie. Good to hear from you.
Hey, I'm sitting here watching y'all's pod thing on here.
Hey, we appreciate it.
Very
We're talking
good, very good.
Talking about dads and movies and TV show for Father's Day. Hope your Father's Day is going well. You're a dad.
Yeah, it's going. I'm at work. It's going pretty good though.
Good, good.
What are you working on Sunday? What are you working on Sunday?
Yeah. My daughters, one of them called the show and told me happy Father's Day. The other one texted me and told me happy Father's Day.
Oh. I didn't know your business was open on Sunday.
Yeah, we do, trucks come in for parking all the time.
Oh, okay. So there's somebody there for that. Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
All right, so what's your favorite TV dad of days gone by?
Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith. Okay.
Andy Taylor.
That's mine too.
Andy Taylor, yeah.
Andy Taylor. What about, is there any newer shows that are currently on the air or just gone off the air that you can think of? Because we couldn't come up with too many that were our favorites or that anyone knew of.
That had good fathers? No, I couldn't think of any.
Yeah, I couldn't either. What about your movie dads? What about not TV, but what about film? What about portrayals in films? Is there any favorite father figures that you can think of? And don't say Al Pacino and Scarface.
I like the dad in the Andy Hardy shows.
Yeah.
That's right. We forgot about that. Yeah. He was good. What was that guy's name?
I'm trying to remember his name off the top.
I can see his face. But I can't think of his name.
Too, but I can't think of his name. But he was in a lot of movies. He was in a lot of movies back then.
I like the old movies that had it was a wife and husband, and he was like a detective. Yeah. Slender Man or something like that.
Well, there was one. There was one with James. I'm sorry, the guy who's married to Natalie Wood.
Robert Wagner, Heart to Heart.
Heart to Heart. Yeah, Heart to Heart. We'll be back after
I remember that.
Oh, these were old black and white movies, and they were.
Oh, you're talking about the Thin Man series with William Powell? Yeah.
Well, Jamie, I'm glad you like that old stuff like that. That was just on the Movies Network. They run Thin Man movies all the time.
Yeah, I watch them when they come on
it's
Turner
on
Classic.
Yeah, and Channel 5.2, which is over the air here in Atlanta, the Movies Channel. They run a lot of those movies.
Yeah, I love old movies, like old black and white movies.
Yeah, Judge James Hardy. Yeah, that's great. I still didn't find his name.
That was a good choice, Jamie. I didn't think you'd remember that.
He knows a lot about movies, particularly black and white movies. Jamie knows a lot.
Yeah, I love watching old movies like that, and most of the time, if I'm going to watch something on TV, I'll click it over to Turner Classics or it's 256 on DirecTV. It's old movies, and they don't have no commercials in them.
What?
I'll see what's playing there. And
256. I'll have to check. It's on. Is that Comcast?
No, that's DirecTV.
Oh, okay. I don't have DirecTV.
I'll click on there and I'll see movies that I've never seen before, and that's how I find great new movies. Stuff I have never seen. I'll just watch it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that channel either. Let's listen to a clip from Andy Hardy. He's talking to his father.
Hello, son.
Hello.
Mickey
I'm not
Rooney.
Interfering with business routine, am I?
Why, certainly not. I'm glad to see you.
Does this establishment allow its young executives to go out to lunch?
Why, you bet it's practically lunchtime now. I can go any time between 12 and 12:30.
Have lunch with me.
You bet I will. Wait till I get my hat.
He's not bald yet.
Judge Hardy, wasn't it?
That was Hardy, yeah.
Well, they spelled it wrong. They spelled it Hardy. Should be EE like you.
Like your name.
I've often snatched a sandwich at the Carvel drugstore soda fountain, but this is a little overwhelming. Well, Andrew, how is everything?
Oh, everything's fine.
Looks like a first-rate place you work in.
Oh, swell place, swell people, swell boss.
Looks like you've got life by the tail.
Oh, I've had a couple of experiences, but I'm all right now.
Nothing to warrant talking about, eh?
No, nothing to talk about.
So nothing to talk about, so anyway. Well, Jamie, thank you so much for calling in, my friend.
Well, Jamie, you doing okay, bud?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm still doing my show every day from...
the Flat Earth Jamie show. It's killing it in the numbers.
Well, I get Facebook requests from you, but it's spelled differently. I'm not sure it's the right one, but I guess it is. I don't know. Is it right?
We had to spell it differently because Facebook kept taking down my...
Oh, okay. All right.
So
I didn't know. Okay.
We're asking people to go over to the YouTube channel and...
Well, you can grow your YouTube channel. A lot of people watch YouTube. I mean, that's...
Well, we've got 200 subscribers over there, and we add a couple more every day.
Well, that's good.
We appreciate you calling. I got to play one more clip before we run out of time before Al shuts me down.
All right, y'all have a good one, man.
Thanks, Jamie. I'll be listening to you tomorrow.
Happy Father's Day to all y'all.
Oh, you too.
Happy
bud.
Father's Day to you.
Thanks for calling. Okay, bye.
Wait.
So Al, I apologize about the language, but in that last clip, did you not hear the father-son? I was right. Admit it.
Well, no, I did hear that.
All right.
Glenn Ford. I heard
And the
that.
next clip I'll play. Oh, but we have a clip from The Godfather somewhere that Tom has.
Yeah, we do.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we got that.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
What a great line. Marlon Brando, that ties into this next clip I want to play.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
That was from the first one, or is that the first Godfather?
The first one.
He has the cotton balls in his cheeks.
Yeah.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah.
So Marlon Brando's in this scene. This was cut from Superman 2. Listen, real quick. In Superman 2, you never saw how he got his powers back. In the story, he lost his powers. He had to give up his powers to make love to Lois Lane, otherwise he'd rip her apart, right? So in the movie, all they show when they cut Brando out of him getting his powers back, he finds the green crystal after walking back to the Fortress of Solitude, holds it up to his face, cut. Next thing you know, he's flying to the Daily Planet that the alien villains had invaded, and he says, "General, would you care to step outside?" You never saw how he got his powers back. Here's the cut scene
What's that
that
got to
ties
do
it.
with dads, though?
Because it's father and son. If you listen, like before, have an open mind, I'll prove it to you. And I'm sorry I cussed earlier.
Do you agree with that, Tom?
I don't know, but you know what I always say about it?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
All right, now this is the right.
Listen carefully, my son, or we shall never
Good
speak
Lord.
again.
That was loud.
If you hear me now, then you have made use of the only means left to you.
He's about to commit suicide. It's
Crystal souls.
God
which are communication.
and Jesus. That's the analogy here.
The circle is now complete.
And this ties into a speech he gave in the
Made
first
a
movie.
dreadful mistake, Kal-El. You did this of your own free will, in spite of all I could say to dissuade you. Now you've returned to me for
He's
one
powerless.
last
He's been
chance
beaten
to
up,
redeem
bloody,
yourself.
beaten up by a trucker in a diner.
Finally, I've
How long
anticipated
is
my
this?
son.
5 minutes.
Look at me, Kal-El. Once before, when you were small,
I died.
I died while giving you a chance for life.
Okay.
And now, even though it will exhaust the final energy left within me,
Father, no.
look at me, Kal-El.
It's going to give him his powers back, but it's going to destroy his life force.
The
His
Kryptonian
hologram.
prophecy will be at last fulfilled. The son becomes the father. The father becomes the son.
See?
Farewell forever, Kal-El.
And that's John Williams' music.
Words, farewell
And Brando used to read cue cards. He would never memorize a script.
I know.
Here we go. Here comes his powers. And this was cut from the film. They restored it in the Donner cut on DVD and Blu-ray in 2006. It had been in storage for decades. So what's happening is, like, he's getting re-energized and Superman's getting his Kryptonian powers back.
Can we stop it now?
Well, okay, but
Yeah.
here's the thing. Wait, he screams. Here it is. Ah! Here it is. Wait, turn it up.
My son.
Now, what's happened was Brando comes out and touches him. His energy, it's cool. Like he comes out of the hologram. You have to see it. I agree.
I didn't
it's
hear him
more
scream.
visual. Well, he screams right here. He goes, "No!" And he gets his powers back. It's right here.
And we're waiting.
That's
We're
it.
waiting.
Listen, right here. Turn it up.
Here he did.
I think we missed it.
Aw, heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker.
I'm sorry.
You know, Chance told me
Frankly, my dear,
earlier.
I don't give a damn. Frankly, my
Chance
dear,
told me
I don't
earlier
give
in
a
the
damn.
day. He says none of my clips are over a minute.
No, I said one was long. That's not true.
Well, anyway,
Well,
we're
you
done
know-
with those.
well, you know
Last
what?
one, 30 seconds.
The courtship of Eddie's father was based on the film with Glenn Ford and Ron Howard. Do you remember that? 1963. 1960.
You know, I probably have seen the movie, but I just don't. I don't
1963. Yeah,
remember it. I don't remember.
Dad, what do the numbers mean after a lady's name?
Eddie, I am so busy right now.
Says here, 40, 18, 35.
Holy smoke.
That's a Playboy.
It's
a
the
measurement.
numbers game, played by the #1 Bachelor Father of the Year and a galaxy of the hottest numbers you've ever met.
a bewitching blonde, a beautiful brunette.
It shows the numbers.
A ravishing redhead.
Of their measurements.
Everything you see here, it's me.
Chest, hips.
Gosh, I think she's lonesome, even with all that red hair.
That's Ronnie Howard.
Yes, that's what I said.
Are you lonely, Dad?
Sometimes.
Then why don't you come right out and ask Dolly to live with us?
I happen to know this living doll.
Jerry Van Dyke.
Everybody's trying to play Cupid for Glenn Ford. First is the girl next door, lovely Shirley Jones.
Look at her.
Provocative Dina Merrill is a fashion designer who has designs on Daddy-O.
Oh my God, she's an heiress.
Yeah.
Listen, does he act that way around all
To
your
Merrill
friends?
Lynch.
Well, it depends what they have in mind.
So anyway, it's a great movie. It makes me want to go watch the movie now, which I probably will. You seen that movie, Al?
No, I don't.
The Courtship of Eddie's Father?
I didn't even know it was based on a movie.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
The show.
I may have. I just don't remember it.
Yeah.
Bill Bixby played him in the shows you mentioned previously, and then of course he did the Incredible Hulk. As Al said,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
great on TV. Hey Al, and Tom, what do you do when you lose a child?
Ooh.
The grief, like whether it's through war, an accident. I mean,
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine.
Because unless you're a parent, like I am, unless you're a parent, there's a different kind of. It's a totally different kind of love. Just like I don't love my son as I would love a wife or vice, anything like that. It's a different kind of love, and you can't divorce your child, and your child is yours always. And even if you have a bad child, you still love him. And if you have a good child, of course you love him. But I can't imagine. I really just can't imagine the grief and the sorrow, and how unless you have the Lord in your life to get you through it.
Well said. Well said. Well, in the movies, it happened to Captain Kirk. I have a 30-second clip. My final clip. Captain Kirk had a son who was killed in Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock.
Of course.
Here's his reaction. Literally, it's 30 seconds. I want you to hear this.
You
This
don't,
is the
don't
most.
get up. I'll play it.
It's the most dramatic acting. It's queued up. Clip 5. Okay, it's the most dramatic acting by
How-
William Shatner. Even better than the.
How long is it?
30
He said
seconds.
30 seconds.
Listen, it's his reaction. He just found out his son is
says,
dead.
It says 101.
No, it shouldn't
All
be.
right, here it comes. Here it comes.
It should be clip 5.
Admiral,
Listen,
David is dead.
that's his son. And now Kirk is falling back to his captain's chair, and he misses his chair. He falls. That's what's happening here. He falls to the ground. Here's the good acting by William Shatner as Captain James T. Kirk.
Klingon bastard, you killed my son.
He says it again. Listen to it. He cries.
Klingon bastard, you killed my son.
Dramatic pause. Take a beat. And then he says...
Klingon bastard.
And then the Klingon, played by
There
Christopher
are two
Lloyd.
more prisoners, Admiral. Do you want them killed too?
Cut. That's the end. You can.
Wow.
And that's Christopher Lloyd, who next year played the professor in Back to the Future. Professor Marty Brown. Wasn't it Marty? Not your friend.
Well,
Doc Brown.
Bill
Brown. Yeah.
Bill Shatner had another son in a TV show.
T.J. Hooker?
No.
Denny Crane?
Yeah, Denny Crane. There was
Boston Legal.
Donnie Crane. Donnie Crane.
Play it up.
Donnie Crane.
Well, what happened, Mike?
I panicked.
At that particular moment.
Look, I had a phobic kind of thing about losing control of my life.
That's Donnie
Granny,
Crane.
she picked out the caterer, the church, the minister, the reception hall, and it just hit me. That wedding was a microcosm of marriage, with every decision to be made by her.
Shirley?
Of course.
You seem like a considerate sort of guy, are you?
I think so.
You must have sensed that when you left her at the altar like that, it would be a big number on her. You weren't insensitive to that.
No, but again, what else could I have done?
Well, yes.
But see, Denny Crane and Donnie Crane were against each other in this particular court trial. So, well, of course, toward the end of the episode, they find out that's not really Denny Crane's real son.
Did you watch Boston Legal every week? As I did?
Oh, yes, I did. I love the
David
show.
E. Kelly production.
Yes.
He had some great shows. I like Boston Public before that, about the
Yes.
school system.
Yep. And they merged the two. They merged the characters in that show as well. And toward the end, they really did. They merged some of them.
And it started jumping shark a little bit when Candace Bergman joined the cast, in my opinion. But they did have some good chemistry. Her and
It did.
Shatner,
It did.
animosity, and all
Yeah,
that.
it really did.
Did you watch that, Al?
Yeah, I watched it. It's okay. I liked it.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything that we have missed, you think? I mean, did you
there's
think
got some clips, I think.
there's a ton of clips that we have missed, but or a ton of shows we've probably missed. But the overall effect of it's Father's Day,
right?
And it's all in how you compare the TV dads to your own dad. So, was there any TV dads that you can think of that when you watch the show?
And listeners, last chance to call in with if there's any we missed you want to talk about 678-615-7560. Sorry, Tom.
I was making a great statement. I'm sorry. And you interrupted me.
Chance is not a good listener.
If we were at my house, you would have gotten the bell. Anyway, there you go. So anyway, Al, is there any particular TV shows that you can think of that might remind you of your father? That when you watch, you think, gee, my dad was like that, or
Andy Taylor, because he was always he always, when I was scolded for something, he always had a story to tell me why it was wrong, you know. And so I guess probably, how about you?
Yeah, I would have to say Andy, cross between Andy Taylor and Ward Cleaver.
Well, my dad passed away in 1981, so a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What did he pass away?
So, but it just. You know, but
nothing you want to discuss, or
well, my dad passed away too. He passed away in 2008.
No, not too long.
I'm sorry, guys.
So it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
And of course, Chance, your father's still with you.
Amen.
Thankfully for that.
Thank you.
So basically, we're thankful for all of our fathers, and what they meant to us, and what they've done for us in our lives. Of course, we wouldn't be here without them. And my father loved us dearly, and it's just like I'm sure your father did, and your father continues to show his love.
Now you have a
celebrated
sister.
yesterday.
You have a sister.
I have a sister,
Jackie.
Yeah,
Jackie.
but you don't have a brother. Well, your brother passed away.
My brother
Remember?
passed away.
Yeah, that's right. He passed away last year, I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
man,
he my father really went through a lot with us, and he managed the storm very well, I must say.
Very good.
My sister probably would call in, but she's in Nag's Head.
Well, she's in a better place. She's having a good time.
She's having a good time. But I would like to close the show.
Well, you
got one more thing, and he's got music for you.
Do you have one more thing? I have one I want to talk about. Do you have
just the contest winner update? But I can do it. Save it for later, or do you want me to do it now and get out of the way?
All right, do your contest winner.
All right, I need to be potted up for this for the music, and we have a winner. The question was supposed to be, who did Al meet in California when he went out there back in '72? And
at a gas station, I pulled up to get gas, and he pulled up on the other side of the.
And what kind of car was he driving?
A red Corvette. And it wasn't Prince. It wasn't Prince. He wasn't even around back then.
All right.
So Tommy Hill, one of our listeners, can we pull up the music again? I got it working.
Well, the reason
I know because the Facebook
we
video was going.
Here's
the music. Here's the music, and boom. So, Tommy Hill, you got the Season 1 Beverly Hills 90210 set coming because you answered the correct answer. Who Al Hardy met was, Al?
Ricky Nelson.
Ricky Nelson, as we mentioned in our Western special. So, we have a winner. We'll have a new prize next week, and it'll be another Season 1 DVD set of another show. And you guys can pick it. If there's anything you want to win, give us some ideas for prizes. So, that's all I had.
Well, I have one more thing. You know, there's a lot going on in this country today, and like I said, I have my feelings about everything. But HBO, Ricky Nelson.
Yeah, well,
I'm a traveling man. I'm a traveling man. Lot of stops all over.
You can't say Ricky Nelson. I'm sorry, you're going off on something else, and I interrupted it with Ricky Nelson.
Ricky's a great guy and a great singer. He's not around anymore. I'm a pretty sinner.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
HBO Max. I don't have HBO, so it really, but it makes me mad. They have censored Gone with the Wind.
What?
Yeah, they have censored Gone with the Wind. And, they say it's just not politically correct anymore. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
It's just...
Well, nothing's politically correct anymore.
It's the greatest story I think ever put on film. It's a great story. How many millions of books have been sold by Margaret Mitchell? I mean... I've been to her grave over there.
It's Margaret Mitchell House right here in Atlanta.
Yes, I mean,
which is burned down several times itself.
But to ban Gone with the Wind,
And you have it on 35 millimeter film.
I have
but hold up for the
here's
Facebook viewers.
Here's
Look
the
at that.
laser disc. I have it. Remember the laser disc?
Who could forget that movie poster? Isn't it just embedded in your brain? Scarlett O'Hara and Rhett Butler.
Yeah, look at that.
Required viewing when I was senior in high school, Riverwood High School. Required viewing.
Well, you know, they burned
in
down
English class.
they burned down many classic Hollywood sets because of that movie. The King Kong set comes
that's
to
what
mind.
that's what the old
You know what I'm
laser
saying?
disc looked
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
See?
yeah.
But wait a minute, guys! Didn't the first African American Oscar winner win for Gone with the Wind?
Well, Hattie
supporting?
McDaniel. Hattie
Yes.
McDaniel. Yeah,
I know. I just wanted one of y'all to say it. I mean,
yeah, Hattie did.
So what's the controversy? But Al, wouldn't you say? Isn't there an update to the sales of Gone with the Wind? You'd like to?
Yes, Amazon completely sold out of the DVD and Blu-ray. There's none left. They got to restock. And if you go over to eBay, the cheapest DVD is like $50-some.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's just crazy.
Because I don't think. I mean, I think it'll be back. I mean, but
I don't give a damn.
That's right. I don't give a damn. It's just
Well, you know what people learned? It's better to own than stream because the stream can be taken away. The stream giveth
at any time,
and the streameth taketh away. So
Well,
if you own it, you can't be censored.
Well, Gone with the Wind is the kind of movie you don't watch a lot, but you watch it every few years. I mean, it's a long movie and it's well done. I mean, it's just a great movie. You like it, Tom? You like the movie?
Yeah. It was a very long movie.
And it premiered in Atlanta, right here. We're in Atlanta, Georgia, folks, as everybody
At the Lowe's
knows.
Theater downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fox has run it almost every part of their summer series. They would air it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great movie. And that was the very first movie when Turner Classic Movies was launched. They ran Gone with the Wind.
It was Ted's favorite. I mean, Ted came down one time.
He named his son Rhett after Rhett Butler.
Well, right after he bought the MGM library, he came down from his palatial suite. It wasn't palatial, but and you tell the story.
Right. I was, when I first got a job at Channel 17, I was a switcher. A switcher runs the controls. I mean, that's just like
master control.
Master control. That's where I worked. And so Ted Turner came down one morning, and he had a box of film under his arm from United Artists. And he says, "I want you boys to put this on VHS tape." And then Gene Wright was the engineer. He had installed a VHS machine in the studio. And so over 2 days, we transferred that movie onto a video cassette for Mr. Turner. It was just because then it wasn't available. I mean, it wasn't out on VHS tape. But it was great memories.
You told me another story that Turner would show it on film because he had a movie theater at CNN Center, and didn't he always have Gone with the Wind running?
Well, one of the theaters.
One of the theaters was dedicated to Gone with the Wind.
They ran it every day. That was the only movie they ran in that particular. It was the Omni 6, I think it was.
Yeah.
And the Turner store had all sorts of memorabilia.
Gone with the Wind stuff,
It'll come back. I mean, HBO's getting some backlash and cancellations because of that.
Yeah, but just the idea of canceling a movie because they consider it unacceptable today, it's just like
it's a domino effect.
It's just like Warner Brother cartoons. They've taken the gun away from Elmer Fudd.
That's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. But yet they have video games for kids to play. Humans are massacred with these guns, so it's just kind of silly. It like the cartoons back in the day. Jack L. Warner, they made these cartoons for adults. They weren't made for children. It's just today they show them on television, but they were made for theaters and they were really made for adults. But
listen, I mean, not to be controversial, but if you want to rename something like Aunt Jemima's going away, Uncle Ben's going away, I'm not even going to say what this stands for, but this is their organization, NAACP. You know what the CP stands for? If something needs to be changed, it's that. Enough said.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm all about change because change is always good. But there some things just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
Let's complain about nothing. They should also take all these statues that they're tearing down, whether you like them or not, and the government should just take them out and put them in a museum.
In a museum,
yeah,
that's fine with me.
Like the cyclorama. I'm sorry.
So anyway, you know what? That's another.
What's going to happen with the cyclorama? They just spent millions to restore that.
A lot of money to restore
at the Atlanta History Center.
I bet it's closed.
Hey, you got a clip of Ted Turner. Looks like.
Well,
am I stealing thunder?
No, you're not.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave you. We want to leave you.
We got to wrap it up. We've gone an hour and 36 minutes.
Wow.
Okay.
I want to leave you with a good Father's Day moment, and it's our good friend Ward Cleaver talking.
And thanks for listening and watching on Facebook.
Right.
And we'll talk to you.
Thank you,
next time.
Facebook. Cats in the Cradle.
All right.
Look it up.
Take care, everybody.
The most interesting character I have ever known is my father, Mr. Ward Cleaver. He does not have an interesting job. He just works hard and takes care of all of us. He never shot things in Africa or not saved anybody that was drowning. But that's all right with me because when I am sick, he brings me ice cream. And when I tell him things or ask things, he always listens to me. And he would use up a whole Saturday to make junk with me in the garage. He may not be interesting to you or someone else because he's not your father, just mine.
I don't know if it sounds so good, Dad, but it sure made me feel good when I was writing it.
I'm glad it did, Beaver. Made me feel pretty good to read it, too.
Get back on.
All right. Hey, Facebook viewers, we've wrapped on the actual show. I just want to apologize to Al for dropping an F-bomb in there. I hope he doesn't remove it. But anyway, I'm sorry. I can prove my point without being a jerk. Al's my good buddy, so Al, I'm sorry I said you're so effing wrong. That was uncalled for. I'm sorry, and I mean that.
All right.
It's Father's Day.
You gotta watch it.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
So
this is show
number
number
30. 30.
30, wow.
Father's Day special. And our mics are on.
Yeah, they're
If there's
on.
something you want to add, Tom?
No,
I thought it was a fun show, and
Ted had to
did we play all the clips that you had loaded?
Yeah.
Having all your money
Here's
tied
Ted
up
Turner.
in Time Warner.
No, I would have liked to see that merger not happen because it was a very good company before
it was
before AOL was put into it. Then it was toxic.
What
He
was the
screwed up.
mistake, though? I
He
mean,
did.
what was looking back at it? You were, you were head of Turner Broadcasting. You had sold Turner Broadcasting to.
I had merged it. I had
You had merged
10%
it.
10% of the stock. I thought that I was buying Time Warner, not selling to them.
And so Time Warner.
And they didn't. The management didn't come after me until after we had merged with AOL and I'd been diluted down from 10% to 3%. Then they figured they could get me without repercussions.
Who's Judy
with the-
Bartels?
With the shareholders, because I had a really great
hey Judy,
great business record up until then. And
anyway, Ted screwed up. So.
He did. I mean, it's just like.
All right.
Well, after Ted sold it, I lasted almost a year, and I got fired.
Yeah.
And
Dang.
And you left there when?
I left in about 2005.
You're a long time after I.
Yeah, I went to MSNBC up in New York.
Well, that's how I met.
Right.
That's how I met Tom. Was it Turner?
Yeah.
Marty Brown says Klingon bastard.
Oh,
on Facebook, referencing that clip. But yeah, Ted Turner, what a horrible deal. The AOL Time Warner merger.
Well, they screwed him.
He kept Bill Tush
We
on
had
for a
a
while though,
great
as an
time.
entertainment reporter.
Well, he screwed himself. He got greedy.
Yeah.
So that's what happens.
Well, see, he wanted to buy CBS. That
I
was
never knew that.
Well, yeah.
He
yeah.
wanted to buy CBS, and that deal fell through. But so he bought MGM.
I got a great clip that Dave Bell gave me. I'm not going to play it, but
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you offline what Ted was saying. Put it this way: Ted used to go in the studio and make these speeches and stuff, and after he made this particular speech, he Scott Sassa, who was the current one of the many.
I didn't care for him.
Yeah, one of the many vice presidents went around collecting all the tapes and stuff where it might have been recorded because he didn't want that tape to get out.
You know, Scott Sasser's the one that started the video music channel that bombed.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah.
And anyone that pays attention to the show, Danny was supposed to be here, but there was a screw up with his work. And also our friend Ryan was going to call in with a medical update. He's fine. He's not going to lose his life, knock on wood, but he's had a medical setback. And I guess he forgot. He's a father, so he's probably dealing with family right now. But maybe next time he'll call in and give us an update.
So goodbye, everybody.
Well, listen, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next week.
And Tommy Hill, I need your address. I'll mail you the set, and I'll reach out to you privately. Next week, we're discussing what we're going to cover, but it's probably going to be movie and TV villains.
Movie and TV villains?
Or Alfred Hitchcock, or, well, we don't want to give away our future topics. We have a bunch of stuff we're going to talk about. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Al.
I like.
Thanks for putting up with my clips.
I like when the good guys play villains. You know.
And there's some great villain lines, are there not? I bet you could think of a dozen right off the top of your head.
Oh yeah.
Not the ball worms.
All right. Anyway, all right. Bye, fellas. We're gonna end this. Talk to you soon. Bye.